Well, hello, it's Scott Stewart from the Atlanta Youth Wind Symphony. So great to be able to spend time with you today as we prepare for a very busy December. And how did it get to be December already? I'm not sure. AYWS is super busy this season as we prepare for our concert on December 7th. But surrounding the concert are two pieces of community engagement, which is a big part of AYWS values. First of all, on Thursday, December 4th, we have our annual performance at Callanwald Fine Arts Center Winter House. Two split bands, one at 7, one at 7:30, to play some holiday stuff and some other concert music for their big festive outing at the mansion. And then on Monday, December the 8th, we have our collaboration with Atlanta's version of El Sistema, the Atlanta Music Project. We will welcome about 60 4th and 5th grade beginner musicians to concertize for each other and also together. As you know, we often feature a guest artist, a composer, a soloist, a scholar, someone that we want to have some kind of association with the students. And in December 7th, we have a buy one, get one free deal for you. We have a world-famous composer and a renowned trombone soloist coming to be with us. First of all, composer Bruce Broughton, with whom we've had a relationship for over 20 years, will be coming for the world premiere of his Suspect Folk Tunes, which was originally written for trumpet and piano a number of years ago, and he recently transcribed for wind ensemble. He actually reached out to me directly and said, "Hey, Scott, would you and AYWS premiere this piece for me?" And of course, we said, yes, we would love to do that. So Bruce will be coming in really quickly to observe the rehearsal and the performance, and then he will exit for a trip to Scotland. Bruce is one of the world's most prolific composers. For those of you of a certain age, you may remember his soundtracks from Silverado and Young Sherlock Holmes and Warm Springs and a whole bunch of movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, especially in the post-Disney era. If you ever go to Epcot Center and hear music playing from the bushes and the trees, that's music by Bruce Broughton. He's also a teacher who has taught film music at UCLA and USC, and pretty much any composer who is writing in Hollywood today has been influenced by the teachings of Bruce. We collaborated with him back in 2006, holy cow, 20 years ago, with the transcription of a brass band piece called Harlequin. And since then, we've been fortunate to commission him and do some world premieres, including Grim Tales, which we did at Carnegie Hall in 2023, which is now getting a lot of play all over the world. So we're super excited to host Bruce and to welcome him back and to hear this new version of the 5-movement suite called Suspect Folk Tunes, which is just delightful and charming and sounds like folk tunes, but they're certainly all original by Bruce. We will also start the concert with a piece by Bruce Broughton, a celebration, a very brass-heavy, kind of long fanfare featuring the trumpets and the horns and the trombones especially, but lots of really interesting music for the entire ensemble to play. We think it's the perfect way to open our very festive December concert. We also will be welcoming Philadelphia co-principal trombonist Matthew Vaughn, who happens to be a classmate of mine from the Jacobs School of Music at Indiana University a few years ago. Matt is a fantastic soloist and section player for Philadelphia, and he'll be soloing in the first movement of the Concerto for Trombone and Wind Ensemble by Jeff Tyzik. Jeff is a fabulous composer and very known well arranger from New York. The first movement is kind of an interesting two-parter. The first part is dark and brooding and kind of atonal and amorphous and smoky and wispy. And that leads into the faster section, which is a scherzo, which is the Italian word for joke. And it's quite fast moving and has a little bit of a flair that has some Sephardic scales from the Middle East. So you'll notice a little bit of exotic melodic movement in the piece, but certainly a virtuosic showpiece for the trombone itself, and the woodwinds get quite a workout too. We hope you'll really enjoy the Concerto for Trombone and Wind Ensemble by Jeff Tyzik with Matthew Vaughn as soloist. We also might sneak in a little trombone encore at the very end. In addition to directly commissioning composers for original compositions, we also sometimes pay into what are called consortiums. So where several high schools or colleges or conservatories, military bands, other organizations will pay a smaller amount, but a whole bunch of people will do it. And so we are honored to have been a part of the commission for All My Heart, a new piece by Michael Markowski from New York. There are about 30 different groups that were a part of the consortium, and so we're able now to give the Southeast premiere of All My Heart, which is a lovely ballad based on an old Irish folk tune. Michael Markowski will also be our guest composer for Atlanta Youth Wind Symphony Young Artist this coming May, and we'll be very happy to enjoy his wisdom and his creativity and his good humor as he shares with our younger students from the middle school component of AYWS. All My Heart is a fabulous piece. We think it will be very peaceful and serene and comforting in the middle of a whole bunch of other energy at the concert. For the finale of our December 7th concert, Russian Christmas Music, one of the most amazing pieces, probably a top 10 for me, wind band compositions by the amazing composer Alfred Reed. This was written way back in 1942, and Alfred Reed's legacy of high quality music for concert band and wind ensemble for pretty much all of the 20th century, it remains impactful even to this day. This is not educational band music. It is real music with amazing ups and downs and storytelling technique. It's a connected piece at about 15 minutes long. There are 4 distinct movements that you'll notice, and they all have both chorales and some faster tunes from historic Russia that culminate in a gigantic brass chorale, which ends with a huge flourish. So we think this is a really moving and beautiful way to end our concert, to kind of launch into the holidays. We know that you will have a transcendent experience with Russian Christmas Music by Alfred Reed. In this season of gratitude and of giving, we could not be more grateful for our wonderful musicians and their families and their friends and supporters, and for you, our AYWS supporters, who allow us to do all the things that we do that are extraordinary and meaningful and extend far beyond just the borders of the local AYWS. The ability to commission music, to bring in guest composers, to bring in guest soloists, to have one of the most robust youth ensemble programs in the country is because of you. And so we say thank you. We wish you a safe, healthy, fun, restful, and festive holiday season, and look forward to seeing you at the concert on December 7th and at many more events in the upcoming year.